He wants to create all these cuts to programs that benefit the middle and working class in this country, and that is going to do our country a disservice and our middle class and working class folks a disservice.
But does that answer the question if a businessman or someone who has been successful in the business community belong in the White House?
Well, I think, just because you're a good businessman does not mean it crosses over into government. As we saw from Mitt Romney's record, even though he was a great businessman, if you want to call him that, when he was governor of Massachusetts, the state was 47th in job creation. And even though he did plug some of the budget holes in the state, he did it through this very, very fuzzy math that we're still trying to figure out.
Caracas, help us here, Caracas. Is Mitt Romney a successful businessman?
Yes, he is. And I think now more than ever, our country needs somebody who understands economics. We have a president that has outspent every other U.S. president combined in U.S. history. He's run up a $5 trillion. You're shaking your head, but these are true facts. These are facts. You look them up anywhere on the internet. Okay, this is the deal. And we've been downgraded. We have more people on social programs and government assistance than ever before. The jobless rate is 14.8% and losing. It's not good. So he's done a horrible job in the economy because I just don't think he understands
The Democrats would argue, and I think you would as well, that a lot of the issues from the economy have been inherited by the previous administration.
Okay, well, he keeps saying that and he's blaming Bush. Then he needs to start paying the inheritance tax on that, okay, if that's the way it's going to be. Listen, he's had 3 years, and if he was worried about job creation, why didn't he do that when he first went in? The first thing he did was he put in Obamacare, which is going to strap our economy. Hopefully it'll be overturned. But yeah, this is clearly a not understanding of the economy.
Okay, Richard, Mitt Romney clearly does know business. Whether he's successful or not, that's a different debate, but he clearly has a track record of being in the business community. Is that not, as Caracas said, good for the country at this time and place?
I mean, it depends what type of business that you want to have in the country. I mean, Mitt Romney's business at Bain Capital was extorting the middle and working class, and that's what we don't want in this country. On top of that, under President Obama's leadership, we've seen 27 months of consecutive job growth. Every month he's taken office, we've seen jobs created in the private sector. Where we're losing jobs is the public sector, and it has everything to do to the fact that state governments are cutting their budgets, and that's where the jobs are being lost.
They're cutting their budgets because they don't have the funding, okay? The stimulus creates jobs, government jobs that need to be constantly funded by taxpayer money. So you have governors and mayors all over the country laying off school teachers, firemen.
Right, and they wouldn't have to lay those off if we had an enacted Congress. If John Boehner's Congress did something, we wouldn't have to lay them off.
Because they don't have the money to sustain it, because we've overspent. Okay, it's a simple economic thing. We can't take care of everyone. We can't pay for everything.
The fact that you worked in the Bush administration, you should not be talking about spending. You had 2 wars that weren't paid for, a prescription drug bill that wasn't paid for, and the recession that you put us in the recession that we're currently in.
Sorry, gentlemen, let me interrupt here.
Obama wins the spending contest.
You know what my greatest fear is here, and I think I speak for a lot of people from around the world, that this debate that both of you are having is exactly what's happening in Congress, and that's why we're faced with this fiscal cliff.
There's 30 House bills sitting on the Senate floor that are refused to be listened to or heard.
Look, there's a transportation bill. There's a transportation bill that's sitting on the House floor that would create 2.9 million jobs.
We're doing everything we can not to create jobs.
Answer the question. Why won't the House pass the transportation bill that would create 2.9 million jobs tomorrow?
Why won't the Senate hear the 30 bills that are sitting in there?
Why won't they? Well, we already.
Why hasn't the president passed the budget? It's been 3 years and he laughed.
Listen, you're comparing apples to oranges. What this Congress has done.
There's no budget. Where's the budget?
Gentlemen, let's talk about the tax issue because it's significant. The Bush tax cuts are set to expire at the end of this year. That is significant.
And President Obama has extended them, so they must be of value of some sort.
Well, I think both would agree there is a value to it, and I think it's a negotiating tool as well. But at the same time, there's a significant amount of compromises and to deal with the entitlements that have not been dealt with by either party. Is that fair?
Yes.
That
means
fair.
Cuts, but nobody wants to cut.
Listen,
is nothing going to happen until after the elections?
Yes, I think nothing's going to happen.
I think the president wants stuff to happen. The president wants the student loan rates to stay low. The president wants the transportation bill to pass. The president also would like to deal with Congress on trying to find ways to fix Social Security, trying to find ways to fix our tax system. Unfortunately, John Boehner and the House of Representatives have refused to negotiate with the president, even on the debt ceiling. The president brought them to the White House and said, let's figure out a solution. Let's create this triggers. Republicans balked. Once again.
Because they want cuts for spending.
It's got to be balanced. One final note regarding
that's why Europe's broken. That's a great example.
Money in politics, the latest numbers indicate that Romney is outraising President Obama in the past month. Is this significant?
Obama can't run on his record anymore. He doesn't have a record.
Listen, let's talk about the reason why he's really outraising the president. It's because Wall Street is backing Mitt Romney because they know that when Mitt Romney gets in office, he will repeal laws that will allow for Wall Street to put us in the mess
Obama's
that
biggest
we're currently
funders are
in.
from Wall
If we
Street.
give
Oh, my
Mitt Romney
God.
back the keys to this economy, Phil, what would basically